iOS or Android? That's the age-old question. What's going on, guys? Sky here from techlifetodayco back with another video. In today's video, we're talking to you guys about what I think is better, iOS or Android. But we're doing it in a very different way. So for the very first time, we are giving this answer to you, the viewers. So for the very first time, we are leaving the answer up to you. That's right, all of you. Around a week ago, we created a Quora page. So if you don't know what Quora is, it's pretty much like an ask and answer type of website where you can ask questions and you'll receive answers. So with that, we created a page, we advertised it a little bit, and we got answers. So the question that we asked is, which is a better platform, iOS or Android? Do you have any specific reasons why? And I'm going to give you guys all of the reasons, every reason that we have from all of you. So we're going to provide all the answers and we're going to talk about what I personally think is better, iOS or Android. But like I said, this is a very mixed bag between the two and you'll be surprised by the results. So the first answer comes from Ian Gant. He's an iOS software engineer at Bottle Rocket Studios from 2012 to currently. He answered, it really depends on what you're looking for. iOS and Android share many of the same features. You can see them converging every year. Apple releases Apple Pay, Google releases an eerily similar Android Pay, iOS releases an eerily similar notifications drawer. It's a constant back and forth. The major differences are in freedoms for users. Android is open source and free to run on any device. Google will accept just about anyone into the Google Play. Android allows you to totally change the look and feel of the UI. iOS, on the other hand, only runs on the Apple mobile devices. Their app store is locked down to only approved apps. The look and feel of the OS stays the same for everyone, except a few minor options. This creates two totally different environments. Android is very fragmented because of the many devices it runs on. It takes forever to get the latest version of Android because of the many stakeholders, mostly device manufacturers and carriers. Users must deal with sifting through useless apps and malware since Google didn't do it for them. Finally, Android's user design and experience is in the hands of its user, who may not always have the best design decisions. iOS is able to push out a release and have it on 80% of devices in a couple of weeks, as they design both the hardware and the software. This allows us developers to write fun new features and quickly get them to users. Users don't usually have to worry about malware in the App Store since Apple has already rejected them. Finally, Apple is able to control the user experience to make it best for every user. So Ryan says, I prefer iOS and I prefer developing for iOS. That doesn't make it the best platform. That makes it the best platform for me. Android does a lot of cool things. I own Android devices and actively develop for them as well. In fact, I prefer how Android handles some things. What's best for you? That's totally up to what's important to you. Play around with both and see what you like. There's no wrong answer here. So apparently many people agreed with that, and I personally think that's the best overall answer out of any of the answers we received. I'm going to discuss all of them, but in my personal opinion, that was probably the best answer out of everything. Mainly because it kind of gives a point of view of both sides. So it shows that iOS is more locked down and more protected, if you will, from security flaws compared to Android, which is more open source and easier to design and do whatever you want with, but it has issues with malware and other flaws. So another answer comes from Eric, a director of desirable apps. He says, both have strengths and weaknesses, about the same as each other, really. Android is a little more flexible. You can do other things on Android which are more forbidden to iOS applications, such as sending SMS without user intervention. But this is not always a good thing. iOS owners tend to be richer, willing to pay more features. I don't really agree with that, to be quite honest, to that last part. I do agree with the fact that iOS is more locked down, Android is more open. But I don't agree with the opinion that iOS owners tend to be more rich. Honestly, at the end of the day, it's up to people. On the streets, I see more iOS devices than I do Android, and I'm sure most of these people aren't rich. Next is Bastian, who says, there is no one better platform. Both have pros and cons. Personally, I prefer iOS, and cleaner and somewhat easier to develop for because it doesn't have all the fragmentation that Android has. However, Apple is more expensive to develop for due to the cost of the Mac hardware and more expensive developer license. Finally, Sam says, who is the lead developer at Cloud Team from 2015 to current, Android. It's more open source, has a great community, and is much cheaper and easier to build apps for. Let me know what you guys think. I have my opinion. I have said in my personal view, I think iOS is a better platform because of the cleaner overall platform. You don't have to worry about there being bugs. You don't have to worry about there being issues with the software. So let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Do you like this format where you guys are the ones answering the question? Let me know in the comment section down below. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe. Head over to techlifetodayco.com for more tech news just like this, and I hope to see you guys in the next video. Peace.